We are into hour number 10 of this 16-hour marathon telethon to boost the Cuse. Scott Hansen back with you here live at the SI Newhouse School of Public Communications. We are thrilled that you are joining us from all over the United States, from many different countries all over the world, all to celebrate all things orange and take part in our best day of generosity and giving of the year. As we're now into the evening hours here at 5:44 p.m., we go live from here in Syracuse, here at Syracuse University, to Boston, Massachusetts. There he is, my old friend, one of the greatest sportscasters the Newhouse School has ever produced, the one, the only. Sean McDonough is with us right now. Sean, it sounds kind of loud there. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you great. There are a lot of people here. It is loud. We're at the Boston Public Library, which is just an absolutely spectacular venue to have this, special in our family, because my brother Ryan got married here several years ago, and I was actually the officiant of his wedding. So we have special memories here. We're going to make some more great memories here tonight. And kudos to you, Scott, for the great job that you're doing. You know, people see you all the time on TV. I hope you get to go to the bathroom in this role, because I know in your regular job, sometimes you don't. But not only are you great at what you do, but you're a great guy, and we're so delighted that you are forever orange.
Oh, likewise, my friend, likewise. It's been too long since I have seen you. I'm trying to remember the last time we were together. It may have been, this is going to be a big sports name drop, it may have been at Tom Brady's flag football game that we both participated in. I think that was the last time we were together, Sean. And that's a terrible name drop.
And that was a while ago. But that was also a nerve-wracking experience.
How
because,
so?
As you know, Tom's the quarterback, as you remember, for both teams, and it's basically 7-on-7 football. So they match you up opposite somebody before the game starts, like our group played in the third quarter. So they say, okay, this is Sean McDonough, and he's going to be matched up against this guy on the other team. And I don't want to be mean, but the guy on the other team was about 80 with a knee brace, big knee brace, and kind of a bad toupee. So when I got in the huddle in the third quarter, we're on offense. I said to Tom Brady, I'm going to be open on every play. And he's super competitive, as you know. So he's looking at the defense. He says, why? Who's your guy? I'm like, the guy over there with the knee brace. So he said, okay, go deep. So I go deep. It's at Harvard Stadium. There's 10,000 people there. And now I realize, as I'm wide open, that I actually have to catch the ball in front of 10,000 people, coming from the greatest quarterback of all time at a speed faster than I am accustomed to. So thankfully, I think it was Julian Edelman gave me gloves to catch the ball, to catch better, and they helped. So nerve-wracking experience, as it is being here with you today, because I'm really hoping that this might help me launch a broadcasting career.
Well, you're an up-and-comer. You're spunky. I would be happy to give you any advice. I've been talking to some of the students here, and I'd be happy to
use a recommendation.
No, absolutely. Let me look at your resume reel.
Use a recommendation from somebody like you. I'm hoping this is going to be it. We have a very special guest here. Do you want me to bring him in?
Yeah, you know what? We were going to chat for a second, but
introduce him?
No, please. You have it.
No, let's keep chatting. He's a very patient guy. He's a man of the cloth. So, you know, he has to be virtuous.
Exactly.
Well, is the greatest virtue, or among them.
Demonstrate.
He talks about a lot. From
one of the fruits of the Spirit is patience. So if he can just stand by for just one more second.
As you know.
Yes, exactly.
Being a man of great faith.
Yes. I try to be, endeavor to be, for sure.
How does our taped-on logo look? I'm a little worried about that. That's my only concern.
Wait a second. I didn't even notice it until that.
Okay. See,
oh, boy.
Never bring it up then.
Okay.
Rookie mistake.
Well, you remember in your student years, and I as well, they still call it the cage, where we used to go to get our gear. They literally still call it the cage. I know it was called that when I was on campus. You're a little bit older than I am. I might be able to go to the cage. I don't know if we can get it driven out there 5.5 hours to Boston in time, but a mic flag with a better little looking logo might be in order.
You know, I don't think, I probably shouldn't have brought it up. I don't really think people care that much. You know, it's not about style on this day in particular. It's about substance. And thankfully, we both graduated from a university that has both. But hey, who cares, right?
Well, and
if we raise enough money on Boost the Cuse Day next year, wait till you see the mic flag.
That is going to
be the mic flag of all mic flags.
Ladies and gentlemen, help two underprivileged Newhouse graduate Syracuse sportscasters out. Make a donation today and get us proper equipment for our not coast-to-coast broadcast, but our Central New York to East Coast broadcast. Help Sean McDonough out. Here is the face that needs your support financially, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we joke here, Sean, but you and I both love this university. It helped shape us into not only the professionals that we are, hopefully are, but the men that we are. And this day is the biggest single day of giving on the calendar year for Syracuse University. What does that mean to you, and what would you like to say to alums, fans, and friends that are watching all across the world?
Well, it means a tremendous amount to me, and you're exactly right. You know, not only do you and I have the opportunities we have in our field because we went to the greatest communication school in the world, and we're joking about the Mike flag, but you're standing in among the greatest facilities on any communication school's campus,
yes, sir,
in the world as well, and that's come about because of generous donors. So it's not only about that. I think it's, in my case here tonight, we're going to have a little bit of a speaking program in just a bit. And I'm going to talk about the man who influenced me greatly. And I might get a little choked up right now as we talk about a man I know you knew and loved very much, Coach Dick McPherson. This lapel pin is the tie that they gave out actually at his funeral. And it's the tie that he, of course, used to wear his trademark tie on the sideline. I learned more about life, I would say, from Coach Mack. You know, my dad would be the other person who I would say impacted me the most when it comes to how to treat other people. That's the thing I appreciated most. You know, as a public person, you know, Coach Mack had time for everybody. Was a man of great faith, which I admired greatly. So I'm going to make a donation tonight in memory of him, in honor of him, to support the football building, the new football operations center. It's part of the Lally complex, with the hope that other people are going to join me, and we will find the right way to honor Coach Mack going forward in that building. You know, to me, he embodies everything that we would want our student athletes to represent when they leave the campus, in terms of his character and goodness, and also just, you know, his resume. He's a Hall of Fame coach.
Yes, sir.
Passionate about football. I think he needs to be remembered in a very special way, so we're going to try to get that done. I'm going to try to get that ball rolling in a little way here tonight.
I love it, and
we'd love to have you join us. You got to spend all that Red Zone channel money. I mean, you know, you don't want to do it when you die, right? You might as well do it while you're alive and see the good that it does. So
we're struggling.
I know you talked about Coach Mack earlier. It was very touching. So we're coming after you.
I got you. We're a struggling little channel.
You haven't done enough already. I mean.
No commercials, Sean. So
how many homes
the revenue
is the Red Zone channel in?
Revenue stream is tough, but no commercials. So we're hurting. Hey, I bet you. I think if you're
a lot of subscribers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A lot of subscribers.
I think I know you're going to tell the story of Coach Mack. You don't need to tell it now, but if you address the crowd, when you address the crowd later, of Coach Mack's, let's say, covert generosity in your life that impacted you so greatly, and you so beautifully eulogized him at Hendricks Chapel those years ago. I don't want to get you misty-eyed right now. You've got other duties to attend to.
Well, but you got me right to the edge a minute ago.
Yeah.
But that's true. You know, to me, this is about paying it back and honoring somebody I love and care about and always will very much. But, you know, like a lot of people going to college, and this is part of what we're doing tonight, helping our current students get through college. I was one of those students who struggled financially to get through. In the middle of my sophomore year, I wasn't going to get through. Called Coach Mack to thank him for my work-study job and for his friendship, and basically to say goodbye. And he asked me how much I was short, and I told him, you know, what I would have needed to been able to pay for the next semester. And he said, "Whoa, that's too bad. Keep in touch." And a day or two later, I got a phone call that I was getting an academic scholarship for almost exactly the amount that I told Coach Mack that I needed. So, you know, if it wasn't for Coach, I wouldn't have stayed at Syracuse. I wouldn't be standing here right now. I wouldn't have had all these opportunities that I've had. So he's one of the most important people in my life for sure. And you know, as I said, I want to do this now while I'm alive, so I can see the good that it's doing in memory of Coach Mack.
Amen,
and I hope other people might do that as well.
Do
it now while you can.
Yes,
You can see
yes, sir.
The good that you're going to do.
A beautiful story of Syracuse generosity that changed what was a young Sean McDonough's life at that time. And think about Sean and his career and how much enjoyment he has given you. If you are a sports fan of any type, if it's been a big game, he has called it. He has blessed millions and millions of sports fans in audiences with microphones and cameras throughout his amazing career, and it likely wouldn't have happened, not only without Syracuse, but without Syracuse generosity, in this case from Coach Mack all those years ago. Hey, I could talk to you all day, brother, but I know you have a special guest. I'm going to step aside, let you take it over here. I love seeing you. Let's keep in touch. I think you're going to join us a little later in the program as well. Yes?
Yeah, we have plenty more here. I mean, Boston, I know we have a lot of venues around the country, but being Bostonians, we think we are the hub of the universe. So we fully intend to carry this telecast for much of the night, and we're going to be back later with a great guy named Josh Aviv. But right now,
yes, please. I'm
joined by a dear friend who I actually met at Coach Mack's funeral, Brian Conkle, Dean of Hendricks Chapel. That's the first time I ever met you, Brian, as you know, 2017. I marveled at what a great job you did that day because you had just been on campus. You didn't really know Coach Mack, but it certainly seemed like you had known him your whole life. So, as I said, you've been there for 6 years, and you're nice enough to ask me to join the board. So I know the answer to some of these questions. But I guess what I would ask first is, how has Hendricks Chapel grown in the 6 years now that you've been there?
Thank you, Sean, for this opportunity, and thank you for your support. The chapel has grown significantly. What we see over the last 6 years is more students are participating in what we are doing, engaging. I think these last few years have shown them that life is more than just a paycheck. It's also about purpose, and it's about coming together and recognizing that learning is about more than just grades, and learners are more than just brains. So as the spiritual heart of campus, we try to wrap our arms around the whole students so that they can be on a trajectory towards extraordinary life.
I think that's one of the things that I've learned in the years that I've been with you on your board, is that Hendricks Chapel isn't just a building. It's so much more than that. It is the heart, literally the heart of the campus, and it's the spiritual heart of the campus. But there are so many organizations that come under the umbrella of the Hendricks Chapel that are doing great work for students. And you know, the other thing that I guess, with an eye toward Boost the Cuse right now, there's so much there to support. And I know you have a discretionary fund, the Dean's discretionary fund, that in particular kind of gives you the leeway to do a lot of good things.
Absolutely. The discretionary fund allows us to support the various chaplaincies of the chapel. There's 9 of them representing faith traditions around the world. Also 25 different religious groups that gather. In addition to that, our food pantry, our student opportunity fund. What we are ultimately trying to do is to bring people together, because when we bring people together, it enriches the spirit and soul of the campus. So we think if we're the spiritual heart of the campus, that heart needs to have veins and arteries that spread throughout the body, and that Dean's Discretionary Fund allows us to do that.
And I would encourage my fellow alums around the country and around the world who are watching this, if you haven't been back to campus in a while, go by Hendricks Chapel. It's not just the chapel, as I said. You'll see all of the activity that's taking place all over the building. And probably at some point we could use some money from Boost the Cuse to spruce up the building a little bit too. We don't want to get too greedy. I want to make sure I get to all my Brian Conkle talking points, because there are a lot of them. And the next question on the list from the great Lynn Vanderhook and her staff is, how will the first-time donors here tonight benefit the food pantry, which, as you said, there's nothing more important at Hendricks than the food pantry.
We have a great challenge gift going on right now that first-time donors to Syracuse University for Boost the Cuse, if they give over $10 as a first-time donor, we can match each one of those for $50 that goes to our food pantry to support students who are in need. So it's hard to study and learn if you don't have enough to eat. We have that food pantry right in the lower level of the chapel, and so we encourage first-time donors. Over $10, we'll match it with another $50, and that supports our students in need.
And I think people might be surprised to know how many students really depend on that food pantry. You know, COVID, obviously, that's something to do with that as well, but you're serving a lot of people.
Absolutely. What we know is that there are students that come to Syracuse right on that edge of need, and what we try to do is provide for them. And so it is a time for them to come in, but also we're able to connect them with various programs and services to help them to find community, to have a great experience on Syracuse, and to be on their way to reach their dreams.
Well, it's sad to think that, students might have to make decisions about if they eat or how much they eat or what they eat because they can't afford to do it. I don't know that we're running out of time. You and I could go all night, so we're going to continue to do that. Now we're getting the wrap it up sign. But I think the food pantry is, of all the things at Hendricks I'm proud to be associated with, that might be my favorite. What makes you most proud when you step back and take a look at Hendricks Chapel and the great work that's being done there every day?
One of the things I'm really proud about is we see all that the student is, that looking at them holistically and recognizing that when you graduate, you should seek more than just your first job, but you should be on this trajectory towards an extraordinary life. And we want our students to have extraordinary lives, and I feel like as the chapel has grown over these last few years, it's provided us with more opportunities to reach each and every student and place them on that trajectory for lives of purpose and meaning and worth, and we're really, really proud of that.
Well, you know how much I love you. You've become one of my dearest friends, and I think you feel the same way about me.
Absolutely.
But I'm a little annoyed at you right now because it's not a great feeling to be on TV for a living and feel like with two people, I was the least adequate speaker. You're such a gifted speaker. Brian gets asked to, he just spoke in South Africa not too long ago. He gets invited to come preach all over the world and does a fantastic job. God bless you, my friend.
Thank you. God bless you.
You are one of the things that makes Syracuse University great.
Appreciate you.
That's Brian Conkle, Dean of Hendricks Chapel. Now, one of the benefits for me when I was up at our Hendricks Chapel board meeting in December, we got to see a live performance, kind of impromptu, at the home of Pepe Calvar, who leads the Hendricks Chapel Choir. So that was spellbinding, but here's a look back at the Hendricks Chapel Choir from around Christmas time.
Vitistis pastores dicite, quam vitistis pastores dicite, annunciate nobis, ante nobis in terris, annunciate nobis, quis apparuit.
Orange, you glad to be back with me here in the Shine Student Center. As the day continues to wind down, students continue to trickle in for maybe a light dinner, early dinner, but we still have a ton of events going on here. Students can continue to participate in our 360-degree photo booth and capture memories here in the Shine Student Center. And in a little bit, we will be hearing from one of Syracuse's premier theater organizations that allows first-year students to get their foot in the door acting with first-year players. And we're so excited to see their performance coming up. And you'll be seeing a little bit more from me at Club 44.